Well, partner, this is it. We're back for another week of exciting bloopers, and let me tell you, we haven't been seeing a whole lot since the new Gold Loan came in over the weekend and took over our system. The Gold Loan is Mr. Pinwheel. So with that, we are ready for another round of bloopers, starting with as shown right here on your screen. Puddle of Mud.
What if Puddle of Mud hosts the 3:30 on Tulsa's Channel 8?
Partner, I don't think Puddle of Mud would be associated with a 3:30.
Then I have to change the font on the word Mud to match the company name.
Now that's the Mud Company logo, in which the company itself manufactures clothes and other apparel. And now, Mr. Polish, my friend, Mud and Puddle of Mud are going to use the 50-50.
I would make this my final answer, because if Miles Neff sees this, he would go over 500 in less than 2 seconds.
Miles Neff. Mr. Polish, you made 50-50 on Mud and Puddle of Mud your final answer. Now I have to call on Miles Neff.
That wouldn't have been necessary for Channel 8 to use Miles Neff as a 50-50.
And Mr. Polish, you put the CPD logo at the bottom corner of the red screen. Mr. Polish, it's about time I call on Miles Neff. Miles Neff, and now, Mr. Polish, you put Jamie Foxx on there like he's on the 3:30 and not Pete Shazam.
And what if Jamie Foxx is on the 3:30? Maybe Channel 8 can do whatever it takes. Welcome to Fish Daddies in Tulsa.
Fish Daddies, Mr. Polish, Fish Daddies, are you serious? You never estimate Fish Daddies on the 3:30, Mr. Polish, the 3:30, not Fish Daddies, and for the 8th time, the 3:30, not Puddle of Mud. And Mr. Polish, you're gonna add the PDF gas mask. We are not. Oh, no, we are not doing all this again, like last season, or the season before, Mr. Polish, again, the 3:30, not Puddle of Mud. And now, Mr. Polish.
Now, don't get me started on the...
You made the PDF gas mask larger. Mr. Polish, no, we are not doing all this, and now, I will take you to Miles Neff. You hear me, Miles Neff, Miles Neff, Miles Neff.
Now the 3:30 is live at Fish Daddies.
Oh, Mr. Polish, for the 2nd time, the 3:30 is not associated with Fish Daddies. You little girl.
Mr. I am not a little girl.
Oh, stop. Let's see the next one.
Success Maker. What if Success Maker provided the 3:30?
Miles Neff, better be on the line if you can't show the 3:30. Mr. Polish.
Hey, I was the narrator for Central Intelligence.
Well, Central Intelligence, my foot. If you think that Miles Neff is at the CIA right now and not at the VOK Tower, I'd be curious. Mr. Polish, the 3:30, not Central Intelligence. Try again. May I have your attention, please? We want all members of the VOK Tower to report to the top floor immediately. The top floor is a severe weather-friendly environment. I repeat, we want all members of the VOK Tower to report to the top floor immediately. Thank you. Sorry, that was an emergency. Never mind. Topanga, California, Mr. Polish, do you think that the 3:30 is in Topanga, California?
Mr. I would have to say no.
Because of Kim, I guessed, who was born and raised in Topanga, California, the 3:30, not Topanga, California. And Mr. Polish, do you think that Topanga, California is being funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting?
All public television programs were funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Funding for this program is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and the financial support from viewers like you.
Mr. Polish. For the 2nd time, the 3:30, not Topanga, California.
Now it's Ayumi Hamasaki, taking over Topanga, California.
Ayumi Hamasaki, Mr. Polish, for the third time the 330, not Topanga, California, you yakety yak yak. Mr. Polish, Topanga, California is not, and I repeat, is not, your final answer. Do I have to tell you again, for the fourth time, Mr. Polish, the 330, not Topanga, California. And yes, Topanga, California is on Route 66. Mr. Polish, the 330, not Topanga, California, and keep Route 66 on Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Now it reads, California.
The 330 is somewhere in California, Mr. Polish. The 330 is not in California. And again, Topanga, California is not your final answer. Now did somebody say that Topanga, California is not your final answer? It was me, and welcome back, public address announcer, to the VOK Tower. Do you have a Ayumi Hamasaki playing on the public address? No, there is no music player on the public address. I am your public address announcer, and you have to listen to me. No music player on the public address, since this is an office building. Now I have some news for you. Miles Neff broke into Fish Daddy's last night, and I mean, he tore up that chicken real fast. And Microsoft Sam was right behind that female bartender and said to her,
Funding for this program is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the financial support from viewers like you.
But she was confused right at the last second. And I mean, the last second. Okay, PA announcer, you've done it again, Mr. Polish, the 330, not public address announcer, California. And for the last time, Mr. Polish, Topanga, California, is not your final answer. Mr. Polish, you pirate. Now look what you've done, you little lousy rat space ranger. Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond. For the sake of Kim, I guessed, you added error to public address announcer, California. Now I'm really getting on to Miles Neff. Miles Neff, please report to the control room. Miles Neff, please report to the control room. Thank you. Now I'm 2 times really getting on to Miles Neff. And great, now Topanga, California is out of the question and not your final answer, Mr. Polish. And now, Mr. Polish, you're gonna add Leilani Jones-Wilmore. Now I'm gonna say it to you, Mr. Polish, for the last time. I'm really getting on to Miles Neff.
What I'm thinking about is Miles Neff goes to Leilani Jones-Wilmore, since she is the running back, with Miles Neff at quarterback of the professional football team media access group at WGVH.
Wrong. Mr. Polish, try again. Miles Neff doesn't need to be pairing up with Leilani Jones-Wilmore.
Pinwheel.
And now, Mr. Polish, what is Mr. Pinwheel doing in this slide when he's supposed to be at CBS?
No comment.
Mr. Polish, I am really getting on to Miles Neff. Do you think the PA is on the 330? And do you think California's on the 330? No. And now I have to send you to Miles Neff. You hear me? Miles Neff, Miles Neff, Miles Neff, Miles Neff, Miles Neff.
Funding for this program is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the financial support from viewers like you.
Please try again later. Thank you for calling. Goodbye. Mr. Polish, do you think that this is such joke as a voicemail system on the 330? Miles Neff, I need you to report to the control room now. Thank you. I am Groot.
Best deal ever.
Viewers like you. Thank you. What viewers like you does not need to appear on the 330? You imperserg. Word girl. What? Word girl? What's Word girl doing on the 330? Mr. Polish, the 330, not Word girl. Foghorn Leghorn. So, what have you heard of Miles Neff? Star Command? Star Command? No, Zerg. The only thing we have to talk about is Texas.
Best deal ever.
Best deal ever with Christopher Flowers. Mr. Polish, is best deal ever with Christopher Flowers your final answer?
Well, best deal ever with Christopher Flowers might not be my final answer, because the 330 might as well be my final answer.
Best deal ever.
Miles Neff, do you think, Mr. Polish, that Pinwheel and Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, or The Weakest Link, or Best Deal Ever, was ever on the 330?
Best deal ever.
Mr. Polish, the 330, not. Best deal ever.
Best deal ever.
Well, what do you think? Next week, we'll get the 330 done in no time. 50s. No, not 50s, but Miles Neff. Miles Neff. Miles Neff. Miles Neff. Pinwheel.